So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to do a poster of the stay-at-home defenseman, you probably have to use this guy's face 18 feet tall, 20 feet wide. Because in all the games I watched him play for Boston, and I kid you not, I would either rarely see him on the ice because he was so quiet, or he would never carry the puck. Sometimes he would team with Brad Park or Bobby Orr on the defensive pairings. But this gentleman, he had to be talented to play all the years at the NHL, but like I said, he was the ultimate stay-at-home defenseman. So today we're going to talk about the curious case of a player that won a Stanley Cup with Boston in that 70 run. It's Gary Doak. Now, Gary Doak first came to major prominence with the Hamilton Red Wings of the OHA. He put up some decent numbers, including in 64 when he had 33 points in 55 games. And he also had 34 points in 56 games in 1965. Now, after some seasoning with the Pittsburgh Hornets, he started with the Detroit Red Wings, but eventually found his way to Boston. Now, in Boston, he put up some very, what's the proper term, interesting numbers. Now, he was a dual citizen, of course, which a lot of people don't know about. He was born in Goderich, Ontario, but he later lived and unfortunately passed away in Lynnfield, Massachusetts in 2017. Now, he went all the gamut of the minor pros and pros, but he would rarely get an assist and rarely get a goal. I tell you why. 66, 20 games, only 8 assists. 67, 29 games, Boston, 1 assist. 68, 12 points in 59 games. 69, breakout year, 6 goals in 22 games. 1970, 8 points in 44 games. Went to Vancouver, 12 points in 77 games. Then Vancouver Rangers in 72, 55 games, 12 points, with no points in a 12-game playoff run where he made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Final. 73, back with Detroit, and he finished the season with Boston. That year, 49 games, 5 assists. No points in 2 playoff games. 74, 69 games, 4 assists. And here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. 43 games he played for Boston in 75. No goals, no assists, nothing. 3 games in the playoffs, nothing. So, 76, he opened out again, 7 points in 58 games, including his first playoff goal that year in 12 games. 77, 16 points. 78, 17 points. 79, probably a career year for him. He had a career high of 6 goals, 11 assists, and 17 points, including 2 points in Boston's semifinal run. Now, he did make it to the finals with Boston in 77 and 78, and that's where his defensive style really came into fore, because Brad Park was all over the rink for Boston in those series, especially against Montreal, so he needed Doak to mind the store. Now, he wrapped up his career in Boston in 81 with 11 games, no points. So, a very interesting career. The statistics don't show the full story. 789 games, 130 points career-wise, 23 goals, 107 assists, and 78 playoff games, 246. So, he never played the power play. Not very often, anyway. Rarely played under shorthand. So, even strength, he was their number 5 defenseman. And for what he did, he knew how to play the Boston Garden. And there's some people are telling me as well, he solidified Vancouver's first years as well by motivating a lot of the young players that were brought up from the minors to stabilize the Canucks squad. And you look at his time in Boston, he never was disrespected by the fans or the media. It was just Gary Doak. He was reliable. He was the type of person that needed when he needed to do something. But you know, interesting statistics. I like to see why he got 46 minutes in penalties in that 72 playoff run for the Rangers. I think there was some kind of battle at Madison Square Garden. I don't have the tape in front of me, but I guess there was some kind of battle against the Bruins in the final they might have been involved with. So I'd like to see the tape on that. It's just like Forbes Kennedy's 38 minutes in penalties in that one playoff game. There's a bigger story behind it. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're saying about certain teams or certain players, give us a comment. Everything is appreciated. We're trying to do as many as we can to celebrate the regular season and the playoffs and the draft is coming up. There's going to be one continuous NHL year this year, because as soon as the Tampa Bay and Dallas series wraps up, we're getting right into the draft with Lafreniere and a few others. There's rumors of all kind of trades going on with Laine out of Winnipeg, and also Montreal, what they're planning to do next year, especially with Domi. So keep listening, and we're going to try to keep the NHL vintage momentum going as part of our sports file coverage. Thanks for listening.